Every morning, the sun elegantly cracks the eastern skies and shines over Inkito village, Kajiado County. But when night beckons, Agnes Sankaire has to do with lesser light from the tin lamp. This is a life she has known since childhood. It's easy to understand why. Inkito is a world divorced from trappings of modernity like electricity. And Sankaire is not alone. Electricity penetration in Kenya is scanty, limited mainly to urban centers. The national electricity grid covers barely 10% of the country. The rural, where 80% of the population like Sankaire live, has no electricity supply. That's why for ages, villagers have relied on the good old tin lamp, popularly known as koroboi, or a glass lantern that uses kerosene to light at night. But of late, there has been a shift of how lighting is done in the Manyata. Lilian Melil is Sankaire's neighbor. And like her ancestors, Lilian, a mother of three, keeps fidelity to centuries of tradition. She straddles the land watching over her family's cattle. She lives in a Manyata and until recently relied on wood or tin lamp for light, just like her neighbor Sankaire. This is Lilian's world. It stretches for miles. It's also sparsely populated. Couple this with continuous movements of herders, it would be uneconomical, even impossible, to connect the grid electricity here. Yet today, even as the sun sets, how to light the house is least of Lilian's worries. She easily walks to her house and switches the lights on. So how does she transform from tin lamp to solar lamp?
Nimesikia tu watu wakisema kwa radio mpaka nikaona mtu analeta.
It all began this evening. That's when Judith Siampei, a local dealer of solar products, popped in Lilian's compound, merchandising her solar solutions.
Sasa kila asubuhi unatoa unaiweka kwa jua, alafu usiku unaiakisha. Acha nikuonyeshe nyingine kubwa ambayo hata simu utakuwa una charge nayo. Hakuna kupeleka simu madukani. Hii sasa ndio unaiweka juu ya nyumba. Hii ukiweka juu ya nyumba unaiconnectia hapo. Na malipo unaweza lipa nusu alafu umalizie siku hiyo nyingine, lakini kama uko na uwezo unalipa yote tu.
Nitalipa yote.
Utalipa yote.
Lilian is impressed. She accepts to buy a unit. And now this is her house in full brightness of solar light. While Kajiado is the last place in Kenya you would expect an electric bulb, here Lilian is enjoying a light that is fume-free. But this revolution is not happening in a vacuum. SNV, Netherlands Development Organization, and the German Society for International Cooperation, GIZ, have been working overdrive to ensure that as many people as possible access solar lighting systems.
SNV's role in this chain is to facilitate the development of the commercial model, because we realize that even though the private sector had already invested and we have many products that are available in the market, these products were not reaching those people who needed the products. And therefore, we saw that there was a role for SNV to come and facilitate in the development of the chain. And this involves, one, creating awareness so that we stimulate demand for this product. And then secondly, also creating or building the entrepreneurial capacity to make sure that these products are delivered to the people as closest as possible to where they live.
This is an initiative funded by ENDEV. Energizing Development, ENDEV, is an impact-oriented initiative between the Netherlands, Germany, Norway, Australia, the United Kingdom, and Switzerland. In 2012, SNV and GIZ, building on the Lighting Africa program, came together to streamline the solar enterprise by bridging the gap between manufacturers and end consumers. The objective was to avail quality, affordable solar products to populations in rural and peri-urban areas. The two organizations support in awareness creation through roadshows and media, train entrepreneurs, and facilitate access to finance through SACCOs, microfinance institutions, and other community-based financing arrangements.
You find that people have SACCOs, people have many merry-go-rounds, people have, all these MFIs. Yeah, so we want to ride on those.
But there was a missing link. There was need to link the distributor with the consumer in the most effective and enterprising way. A pool of entrepreneurs is critical for this kind of social enterprise. S&V and GIZ went to the drawing board. They recruited and trained last-mile solar retailers. Indeed, the established distribution model is expected to be commercially viable and scalable.
Our approach is we don't sell or buy any product, but we build the capacity of people, especially in the private sector, so that they can be able to provide these services, so that at the end of the day, if the program ends, the activities can still be sustained by the players in the market.
Matu is a sprawling township in Machakos County. Here, S&V is coordinating a training program for entrepreneurs. Today, there is a lesson going on. It's about sales and marketing of solar products and how to reach out to potential customers.
When you supply, how mobile are you? And are you in control of...
Martha Irongo from Africa Turnaround, a local capacity building organization, is coaching the group with a few tricks of the market realm.
That is also a way of inducing them to buy them today.
Today, the trainees also go to the market for a first-hand experience with customers. The fieldwork complements the classroom theory. As happens in every market, there is curiosity, bargaining, buying and selling.
So what is happening today, we are giving the entrepreneurs an opportunity to experiment selling and experience the market, the responses in the market. This is to open up most of them to possibilities. Those who have not been able to do that in their respective areas, they can see it can be done.
Being the last day of training, the trainees share their experiences.
Wanaume sana wanapenda kuuziwa na wanawake na wanawake wanazigiza wanaume sana. Yeah.
So what that tells, you see that is a market response.
They also get certificates of completion.
Organize the event. Congratulations.
And so, was the training useful?
Actually, I learned a lot. That is how to go about the market, how to approach the customers, and how to go about their problems, and how to meet their needs.
Judith is one of the entrepreneurs who are trained. Thanks to her effort, Kajiado is now going solar lighting. Judith talks to everyone who cares to listen about solar. She also moves from shop to market, from house to house, village to village.
Huwa anapeleka markets, huwa anatembeza kwa masoko tofauti tofauti. Sasa huwa wamepokea kwa furaha, yani wamefurahia sana sababu imebadilisha maisha yao.
Today there are 300 last-mile entrepreneurs in this program. It is they who actualize the solar dream. It explains why solar harvesting is booming in Kenya. The Lighting Africa approved products include D-Light, Barefoot, Trony, 1 Degree Bright Box, Marathoner, and Sun King. The beauty of these products is that they have at least a 6-month warranty on them. The products also provide light for up to 8 hours a day. Some of them come complete with a phone charging facility. They can also power a small radio. The units are also affordable, costing between 1,000 shillings to 10,000 shillings, which is a one-off investment. On a bright February day in Nairobi, Joyce Gemma is busy at her desk. S&V and GIZ collaborate with people like Joyce to augment the solar framework. Joyce is critical to this chain. She is the managing director of Boma Safi Limited, a social enterprise dealing with renewable energy products. Joyce links her solar products to grassroots groups such as plantation workers or SACCO members who ordinarily make do with paraffin for lighting.
We have segmented the market into different categories. One of the categories is on agricultural value chains, because about 75% of the people in Kenya are employed in agriculture, and these are people who earn wages that don't enable them basically to live in houses which are served by electricity, and by nature of where they live anyway, they are not connected to the grid. So what we've done is we have a partnership with quite a number of organizations in the cattle sector, in the tea sector, in nuts, and the partnership enables us to get the workers to access solar products. So we have a credit facility which we give them for 3 to 4 months, and they can repay through an easy payment scheme. This has enabled a lot of workers in their households to have good lighting. Yeah.
With such an intricate network, Joyce has brought light to thousands of people who would otherwise be grappling with tin lamps. And to bring this message out to the masses, SNV engaged in a number of publicity drives for awareness creation. This Saturday, Visionary Empowerment Program VEP is in Githunguri, about 30 minutes drive from Nairobi. VEP is reaching residents of this town from some music to word of mouth. From street to street, the solar gospel is reaching every nook and cranny here, and the residents like it.
Nimefurahia. Juu for one, kama sina pesa ya kununua mafuta ya taa, at least niko na hii. Na hii it is energy saving kwa vile no charge from the sunlight. It is very economical. Very economical. And very enjoyable.
VEP is a local NGO and one of the many distributors of the solar lanterns to its members. VEP has a successful microcredit program for its over 7,000 women group members drawn from central and eastern parts of Kenya. The organization has started a micro-leasing program for solar lanterns, and locals can now access easy credit facilities.
And today we have come to this region because we are activating the market in this area. Not forgetting that VEP is also dealing with the people on the BOP, the bottom of the pyramid, those people who cannot be able to access maybe the credit in the bank, and therefore we are also financing this product. The renewable energy product we are giving, especially the women, on credit so that we can be able to have them in their homestead.
Nandi Hills is tea country. It looks like tea and smells of tea. Here, tea picking is the order of the day, and for these plantation workers, they have been relying on kerosene for lighting, generation after generation. But progressively, the sun's light is also rising here at night. This is a logic. Consumers are encouraged to take cheap loans repaid over a period of time. The money they would have used to pay for kerosene repays the debt. At the end, they own their solar units. Several distribution channels for the solar lamps have now sprouted up. Lelchego in Mosoriot, Uasin Gishu County, is a case in point. Lelchego Dairy Company is an outlet of solar units, which members pick and pay for slowly from their milk deliveries. John Maritim is a chief accountant here.
Tunapatia wakulima wetu hawalipi cash, wengine hawalipi cash. Wanachukua alafu tunakata kwa maziwa on check off.
H for house, H for house, I for ink, I for ink.
Back in Kajiado, and Lilian is not alone in going solar. Her neighbor Joseph Masankai has also installed one. This evening we are at Masankai's home. It's night time and his children are revising the alphabet.
K for kid, K for kid.
Lilian and Masankai are Kenya's new poster kids of the solar revolution. In fact, Masankai can read his Bible to his children at night. His wife can also see properly while cooking.
Sahi hata nikisoma, nasoma vizuri, hii taa iniumizi macho.
When it's about bedtime, Lilian pulls a cable with a bulb outside. She stashes it at the edge of the cattle boma to shine overnight. Initially, it was common for hyenas to grab a goat or sheep at night. it is no longer the case.
Ninaweka hii kwa sababu ya vizi inaweza kuja saa ya giza. Haiwezi kukuja kwa sababu unaona nuru.
Tunatoa nje wanyama wakuji sasa.
That's why, even as the sun sets, it still rules households here at night. This is because Kenya's nights are changing, one solar installation at a time, and the mass is bidding kerosene goodbye. It's as easy as A, B, C.
K for kid, I for lion.